My dear students, I hope you must be stay and you must be in the good condition. Due to this situation of this world, we are going through your the e-learning, and for this one we are just going for the first unit of your the 11th class, which is your the measurement. And those who are the newcomers, for them let me rehearsal what you know in your the first and the second units about your first and the second episodes. In your the first episode, we discussed what is the need of your the measurement and how it being your the classified, and what is the necessity for your the physics, what are the fundamental theories behind your the physics. In your the next episode, we discussed about the unit, the physical quantity, the classification of the physical quantity and its vivid expressions. And from today, we will start about how to write the unit of your the any physical quantity. So, let us first take your the pen and your the copies. Be put your the attention what I am saying and make the notes. And for your knowledge, I will say that after this telecasting, the whole episode will be in your the YouTube, and if you have any doubt, you can give the your comments under the comment box, and I assure you that I must give my the whole response, and I will must join with you if you have any doubts. So, from today we will discuss if a unit to be the written, then it must follow with the certain rules. What are the rules behind your the or the rules to be follow how to write your the SI unit. So, this is your the unit and the dimension of your the part 2, and here we will go to discuss today rules for writing SI units. So, here the question is SI units, which we discussed in the last class. Unit, it is a standard of measurement. It is a standard of measurement which is broadly of your the three systems. One is your the CGS, MKS and your the FPS. For this CGS, C means centimeter, G means gram, S means your the second. Here meter, kilogram, second. Here the foot, pound and your the second. All these are correspond for your the mass, length and time. Though we know that there are the 7 fundamental quantities and other are the derived quantity, and that fundamental and the derived quantity, they may have the mass, length and your the time, or including mass, length and the time, the other units are also used, like your the ampere, candela, etc., for which we have drawn a tabular form. So, here is the SI unit, means in this SI units everything can be your the joined with that one. So, the first rule is that if the name of the some persons is given towards that one, means the full name is start with small letters. We start with small letters if the name is a person. If the name is a person, so when the person's name is coming, it must be with your the capital letter, as we know. But for the unit, the capital letter will not be mentioned there, like Newton, Coulomb, suppose you are the Gauss. These are the name of your the scientists. If their name to be used in your the unit, for which is the full name, Another point I will discuss. So, if the full name, it will not to be your the written for your the Newton as your the capital letter to be start, for your the Coulomb, for this one as your the Gauss. The name is your the Newton. The name of the person is always started with the capital letter. So, Newton it is the name, it must be with the capital letter, but when the same Newton to be used in your the unit, same Newton means the full term, full name to be the used, it must be your the started with your the small n. Then your the second one, if the symbol, this is the difference which I want to explain now. If the symbol to be the used, here we used the full name Newton. Instead of using the full name, if some symbol to be the used, if the symbol is used for the units, it must be the capital letter. It must be the capital letter. Capital letter means this Newton, if it to be your the symbolically to be used, then you have to write your the capital N. So, this is your the N for your the Newton, and similarly for the Coulomb, this is your the capital C for your the Coulomb, and for your the Gauss, that is your the capital G for your the Gauss. Okay, clear? What is the difference between these two? If the full name to be used, the starting one must be the small letter. If the symbol to be used for that full name, it must be started with your the capital letter. The third one is the other units must be in small letter. The other units must be in the small letter. Means for the unit means unit is nothing but it is the standard of the measurement. Suppose we are measuring for your the length. So, length is in the meter or your the centimeter. Likewise, we have to use for the other units must be the small letter. Like example, meter, centimeter. Suppose your the another one is your the kilogram. All are the small letter, and your the gram, etc. So, these are the certain rules which will follow for your the unit. So, for your the making the note on your the screen. So, the first point is the full name of the unit always starts with your the small letters, even if named after a person. Next one, symbols for the unit named after a scientist should be in your the capital letters, like your the Newton, Gauss and your the Coulomb. So, they should be written for your the capital letter, means the only the symbol is the capital letter. The third one is the symbols for other units are written in your the small letters, means your the meter for your the M, the second for your the S, kilogram for your the kg, candela means this is your the other units, means for the meter. So, it must be written with the small letter, not letter. Small letter means it is for your the meter. This is for your the centimeter. This is for your the kilogram. For your the kilo, that is your the K, for the gram, that is your the G, and this is the gram, that is for the G. Suppose you like your the candela. One of the unit I written on your the tabular form of the SI candela. What is the candela? If you have gone through your the last class, candela, it is the unit used for your the luminous of intensity. Sir, what is the luminous of the intensity? Suppose you are sitting in your the room, so many lights are there, or the tube lights are there, suppose your the LED bulbs are there, it has its the intensity. The intensity of the light is to be measured in a unit which is called your the candela, and for that candela it is written as your the CD for the candela. So, these are your the three rules. Then the fourth one is your the The fourth point is a space is left between the last numeral and the symbol used for unit. What is its meaning? A space is left means some space to be provided between the last numeral and the symbol used for the units. As I said that a physical quantity PQ is written as the n cross u, I said earlier. So, this PQN means that is the number, this u is the unit. So, this number and the unit, in between there must be a space. Suppose I will say example 5 Newton. This is the 5 Newton, but not suppose this is the 6 kg. Suppose one will say here the 7 Gauss, 7 Gauss, and these are not here the 5 Newton. Means with the 5, the Newton should not be, you see, this is the symbol used, numeral and the symbol. Every words if you will not follow, then you will be in the dilemma. So, numeral means the number 1 and the symbol which is used. For the symbol you have to mention here the capital letter. So, this is your this is your the kg means your the 6 of your the kg, and for your the gram this is your the 7 gram. These are not. Sir, here it is written the capital letter, but why it is the small letters? As I said, if the symbol is used for a scientist's name, so the Newton, it is the name of a scientist, for him only it is your the n, but kilogram it is not the name of the scientist. Therefore, on the third point we have written, for other units they should be of the small letters. So, the kilogram it is not the name of the scientist, therefore, it is your the kilogram. This is the gram, therefore, this is your gram. And if it will be the small, instead of the Gauss if we write, then it will be the capital G. So, this is the third point. The fifth point is no plural is used for units. No plural will be used for the unit. Means suppose this is your the 10 meter. Suppose the 10 meter, but not of your the 10 meters. Suppose 60 kg, but this is not of your the 60 kgs. So, these are your the not. So, no plural to be your the used. So, 10 meter means it will the 10 meter only, but it is not your the meters. But as we are saying that though 10 is your the plural, therefore, it should be your the s. That is your the grammatical of your the English literature, but in your the unit this is the one point. So, these are the 4. Next we will go for it see the 6th point. For your the 6th point, no space is provided between two symbols for using as the measurement of any unit. For the measurement of the any unit, no space to be the provided between your the two symbols. Between your the two symbols, these underlined words are the most important. Suppose you will say the work. For the work is your the force into distance. This is your the formula. So, this force is equals to your the F, means F to be your the in the Newton and this distance to be near the meter. So, Newton with your the meter. So, it should not here the Newton meter, means no space to be provided. You see there is a space here, but there is no space. Therefore, no space to be the provided. Suppose you will say for your the torque, that is your the force into perpendicular distance, the same thing, force into your the perpendicular distance. Force is your the Newton, perpendicular distance is your meter. So, it should not be of your the Newton into your the meter. And your the last point is, last one will be your the, there will be no way to put a dot after the symbol, means if the Newton to be the written, suppose it is your the 11 Newton, it should not be your the 11 Newton dot. If it is your the 7 meter, it should be not your the 7 meter dot. So, these are your the 7 points you have to follow. So, up to your the third point we have seen on your the screen. The fourth one is your the one space is left between your the last digit of the numeral and your the symbols of the unit. The units do not have your the plural forms, means 6 meter, not your the 6 meters, 14 kg, not your the 14 kgs, 20 second, not your the 20 seconds, 18 Kelvin, not your the 18 kelvins. The full stop should not be used after the unit. 7 meter, after that there will be the no full stop. Suppose 25 kg, after that there should be not your the full stop. And your the no space is used between your the symbols for the units. Suppose say 4 joule into your the second. So, joule and your the second, they are the symbols, they to be written very close to each other with no space between them. Similarly, your the 25 volt into ampere. So, VA, it is not your the volt, some space of your the ampere. So, these are your the 7 rules you have to follow while writing your the units. After knowing what are the rules to be followed for writing your the different units, either for your the SI or the CGS for your the MKs, and there will be the some prefixes are used for your the large or the small quantity, means this n which we have written, this is the n means your the number, that number may be your the small one or may be your the large one. For the small and your the large, suppose 10 to the power of minus 1, 10 to the power of minus 2, 10 to the power of minus 3, 10 to the power of minus 6, 10 to the power of minus 9, 10 to the power of minus 4, 10 to the power of minus 15, likewise. These are the very small one. And if we say that is your the 10, 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of 6, 10 to the power of 9, 10 to the power of 12, 10 to the power of 15. So, this has its the prefix for your the any unit. Suppose we will go for your the meter. So, 10 to the power of minus 1 meter, 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, 10 to the power of minus 3 meter. So, this prefix, that is the prefix for the meter, this is remain to the left, means it comes first, therefore, it is the prefix. So, these are its the prefix. Suppose here also it is the meter, 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 it is the meter. So, before the meter that amount is coming. So, therefore, its name given is your the prefix. So, if 10 to the power of minus 1, that is your the deci, this is your the deca, this is your the milli, this is your the micro, this is your the nano, this is your the pico, and this is your the femto. Similarly, for this one 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 10 to the power of 1 means this is your the deca. 10 to the power of 2 for your this is your the 10 to the power of minus 1 deci. This is the deca. This is for your the hecta. This is for your the kilo. This is for your the mega. And this is for your the nano. This is for your the 10 to the power of the mega 10 to the power of 12 and 10 to the power of 15. Suppose this is the 10 to the power of 9, I will say. 10 to the power of 9 is what? That is your the nano. So you are saying your the nano or the this is your the not nano, this is your the giga. This is your the giga. So for the giga we are using the symbol of your the G. So for the symbol of G means for your the knowledge I will say that this is a chip. This chip has its the capacity. As we are saying that its capacity is your the 2 GB. 2 GB means you yourself will go. That is your the 2 GB. So G means your the giga. Giga means 10 to the power of 9. You think what is the 10 to the power of 9? If 10 to the power of 7 is this, then this is your the crore. Then into of the 10 to the power of 2 into 10 to the power of 7, that is the 10 to the power of 9, means 100 crores. 100 crores will make your the 100 crores will make your the giga. And this B is your the byte. Byte means the words which I am saying. Suppose I will say what is your name. So what is your name? There will be the 4 1. So there are the 4 bytes. So therefore, if you will count or you will keep these 100 crores of such letters in a chip or in a small size, then that is your the 2 GB. But nowadays it is your the 500 or your the 1600 GBs are your the developed, which are used in your the supercomputers. In the supercomputer, so many data are to be your the kept. So for that one, its capacity being your the increase. So that is your the giga. So these are your the different prefixes which we are using for your the symbols with your the measuring of your the units. So if we go for your the tabular form, then you will find that the prefix is your the like way, the factors, name and your the symbol. So it is started from your the 10 to the power of 24 up to go left up to it proceed to your the 10 to the power of 1. In another side, that is the from 10 to the power of minus 1. But I have written both are on your the in the same manner. 10 to the power of minus 1, that is the 10 to the power of 1. So if we will start from the 10 to the power of minus 1, that is your the deci, centi likewise. So this is the deci, centi, milli, micro likewise. So this is your the deci, this is your the centimeter. So this is your the milli, micro, nano, pico, femto, etc. Similarly, on that side of the 10 to the power of 1, on your the symbol you will find from your the downward direction. 10 to the power of 1 deca, then is your the hecta, then is your the kilo, then is your the mega, then is your the giga, then there is a tera, then that is your the petta. So likewise, the different names being your the given for your the suffixes. So these are the values, means these are correspond for your the n, and these meter or these is your the n, this meter is your the unit. So NU multiplied is your the physical quantity. So these are your the physical quantities. If you will measure in your the different units, this is your the that one. So next we will go, if it is your the symbolical form to write its the name with your the numerals, then the question comes, sir, how will you write the unit of your the any physical quantity? So on my last class I said, to write the unit of your the any physical quantity, I provided a formula, I provided a mantra towards you and a shortcut form, that is your the 5 steps you have to follow. So these 5 steps are known as your the Pandava formula. So if you remember this Pandava formula, in no way you will be in the dilemma and what will be its the answer. So the first step is what? Please guess what is the note you have taken. You have to write the formula. This is the write the formula. Next second one is you have to convert the every part to your the fundamental. The third one, for the shortest form you have to make it, means what are the shortest form I have written, m, l and your the t. M for your the mass, L for the length, T for your the time. Then the fourth step is your the simplification. The fifth step is your the which unit you want to write. So let me give you the examples according to this one. Suppose I will say for your the area. This is the first one for your the area. So if this is the area, what is your the first step? You have to write the formula. Just shortly I am writing. The first one is your the formula. So what is the formula for the area? What is your the area's formula? Length into breadth. What is the second step? You have to make it to the fundamental. Means this is your the fundamental. According this one I written detail in my last class. You have to write or the convert it to the fundamental. You see length and the breadth. Length is a fundamental or not? Three most fundamentals you have to know. That three most are the mass, length and your the time. You see this is the length, so it belongs to your the fundamental. This is the breadth. Breadth is also your the one type of the length, so this is the fundamental. So these two are already in the fundamental. Question comes, sir, if no one is in the fundamental, then what I have to do? You have to convert it to the fundamental. Are you understand? You have to make every part of that formula to be in your the fundamental form. The third one is your the short form. You have to make the whole one to be the short form. So what is the short form? This is the length. For the length, what is the shortest way? That is the L. So this is for your the L, this is for your the L. What is your the fourth step? Simplification. Simplification. You see this length and the length are your the multiplied, so you have to simplify them. Length into length is equals to your the length square. Next one is your the appropriate unit. You have to put the appropriate unit. So what are the units? MKS, CGS, FPS. So for your the MKS, this is the L square. L means your the length. In your the MKS, which one is the length? This M is your the length. So this is your the meter square. For the CGS system, the formula is your the L square. For the CGS, L means your the length. What is the length for your the CGS? That is the centimeter. So this is your the centimeter square. And for your the FPS, that is your the foot. Therefore, this is your the foot square. So this is for your the area. Similarly, for your the other different physical quantities, we will analyze. Let us now go for your the second example. The second one, suppose I will say volume. Second one is your the volume. You go through your the 5 steps. First one is your the formula. What is the formula for your the volume? This is the most fundamental formula. So generally the students will say that the volume is your the length, breadth, height. No, that is not your the always the same formula. So volume formula is always area into your the length or your the height. Okay, that is your the formula. The base area into of its the height. So the volume is in your the 3 dimension. So it has your the 3 types of its the lengths. One is you are saying length, breadth, height. These are the 3. So area you see, area is your the 2 length. So 2 length which is the this one. There are the 3 lengths. So the area into your the length. Then comes your the second step. What is your the? You have to make it to the fundamental. You see area. Area is not your the fundamental. The 3 most fundamentals which we have to use first, mass, length, time, in which area is not its a part. So it is not in the fundamental. Next one is the length or the height. Either it is the length or it is the height. Means it is a one type of the length. Suppose you will say what is the height of your the room. So height of the room means you generally say it is the 12 feet, you never say it is the 12 kg. So feet stands or the foot stands for your the length. So this is the length, means this is in the fundamental, but the area is not fundamental. As I said earlier, sir, if no one is in the fundamental, then what we have to do? You have to make it to the fundamental till it is not here the coming to that form. So area is again here the length into breadth. So length into breadth. Again this is your the height. If you write, it will be the easier, because for the length, breadth and your the height. So this length is the fundamental, the breadth is the fundamental, and your the height is the fundamental. So second stage is gone. For your the third stage, you have to make it to the shortest form. So for the length, the short is your the L. For the breadth, this is also length, that is your the L. For the height is also one type of the length. So this is also the L. So what is the value of the L plus L in L cross L into L? That is your the L cube. So it comes to its the shortest form. Next you have to write the appropriate unit. For the appropriate units means you will go for your the MKs, or if the question for your the CGS, or for the question is your the FPS. You see, for your the volume, this is the LQ, means length Q. What is the length in your the MKs? We said repeatedly, MKs, the length is your the meter. So this is your the meter cube. For the CGS, that is the centimeter cube. Sir, length is the centimeter. Why you are giving the centimeter cube? So according to that physical quantity, it is your the LQ, not it is your the L. If it is your the L square, then it will be your the centimeter square or the meter square, or this one is your the foot square. Okay, my students, are you confident that suppose I will give another physical quantity, you try yourself what will be its the answer. For the third one, suppose I will say for your the speed. Speed means your the gati. So you know the first step is your the formula. What is the formula for the speed? You have gone through in your the class 9th. The speed means your the gati. Gati is equals to how much? This is the durata vibhakta ko your the samaya. Means this is your the distance by time. This is the fundamental one. As I said last class, if you will make a silly mistake in your the formula, everything will be the spoiled. As I have written, you have to write the sutra, means the formula. Suppose in that sutra I left one line, then what will be its the pronouncement, you know very well. Therefore, the speed is the distance by the time. The first one is the formula. Second one, you have to put it to the fundamental. The distance is a length, it is a fundamental. Time is your the time, this is the fundamental. So this is the fundamental, this is the fundamental. They already in the fundamental, it is not required to convert it to the fundamental. The third one is the shortest form. For the distance, that is the L. For the time, the shortest form is the T. This next comes here the simplification. Only they comes here the single times. So there will be no simplification. Here L, they comes here the thrice. Therefore it requires simplification. Here length comes twice. Therefore it requires here the simplification. And here the length and the time, they are the different, comes only here the once. Therefore it will not to be the simplified. They are already in the simplified form. Next fifth one is the appropriate unit. Appropriate unit, MKs, CGS, FPS. So for the MKs, this is the length. Length for the MKs will be the meter, and for the time in the MKs, that is the second. And this is for your the centimeter second. This is for your the feet second, or you can say your the SC, S only the second. So this answer and what you make for yourself in your the room or the where you are in the sitting position is both are your the matching, then you will confident that you are following my points. So these are the three. So many physical quantities I can write, just you cooperate me. So the fourth one, suppose for the fourth one we will say the acceleration. Acceleration. The fourth one is your the acceleration. So what about for your the acceleration? Small a. So what is the acceleration according to your the knowledge? Acceleration is equals to velocity by your the time, or you can say the change in velocity by your the change in time. The question comes, sir, what is the velocity? Velocity formula, you see, velocity by time, that is your the fundamental formula. Next one, it is in your the fundamental one or not. This is your the formula, fundamental. Velocity is not the fundamental. As I said, the fundamentals most you have to use mass, length, and your the time. You see, this is the velocity by time. Velocity not comes here, but the time is comes here. So this is your the fundamental one. So velocity is not your the fundamental. What is the velocity? Velocity formula is your the displacement by time. This is your the time. So displacement by time, you must know. So this is your the distance, this is the displacement. Distance and the displacement both correspond for your the length, but displacement is a vector quantity, distance is the scalar quantity, that we will discuss in your the some other class. So displacement by your the time. Displacement means it is a distance. So the distance means it is the length. So this is your the fundamental. This time already in the fundamental, this time already in the fundamental. So everyone is in your the fundamental. Fundamental means which step is gone? The second stage is gone. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. The second stage is gone. Next comes here the third stage, short form. The short form means for the displacement, the short form will be your the distance. That is your the L. For the short form, that is the L. By your the time is the T. Divided by the time, that is your the T. You see the T comes here the twice. But here the T comes here the once, length comes here the once, therefore it requires no simplification. Though the two T's are here the coming, it requires here the simplification. So if we simplify that one, then that is your the L by T square, the T will never to be here the cancel. That will the L by here the T square, because this T will come down. So L T into T will be here the T square. So this is the fourth step, simplification is gone. Next comes here the appropriate unit. MKS, CGS, APS. So do yourself, my students, what will in the MKS? Just I am giving you some seconds. Have you done? Okay, look, either you are correct or wrong. MKS, for the length. Length in your the MKS, that is the meter. The time is in the MKS, that is the second. This is the time square. Therefore, this is the second square. This is for the centimeter, CGS centimeter by your the second square. For your the FPS, that is the foot by your the second square. Are you clear? So my answer and your answers are your the combining or in your the overlapping with each other? Okay, very good. Next we will go for your the fifth one. Suppose I will say for your the work. So what is the formula for the work? That is your the next one we will do for your the force. Force. So what is the formula for the force, you know? So force is equals to your the mass into acceleration. Vastutva gunana torana. So if we write the force, the symbol is the F, this mass is the M, this is your the A. So this is equals to F is equals to your the MA. So F is equals to your the MA. So this is your the very good expression, and F, as we know, A for apple, B for boy, C for cat. I can say F for the father. So this is the MA. MA means your the ma. Ma means your the mother. So cannot it is equal, the father is equals to your the mother. Is it true, my students? So F is equals to MA. That is your the basic formula. So next we will go. This is the first one. The formula is gone. The second one is you have to convert to your the fundamental. You see the mass, it is a fundamental one. Mass, it is a fundamental one, but the acceleration is not your the fundamental. So what we have to do? We have to convert it to your the fundamental. So if we will convert the acceleration into fundamental, you can go as the steps I said earlier. But earlier we have done what is your the acceleration in the fundamental form. Acceleration in the fundamental form is the displacement by time by your the time. So this is your the mass into displacement by your the time square. You see, displacement by time whole divided by time means displacement by your the time square. So that is for your the force, the second step, the fundamental is gone. Mass is the fundamental, displacement is the fundamental, time is the fundamental. Next comes your the shortest form. For the shortest form, mass is your the small m, as we have taken, means I am writing the for the mass small m. For the distance, that is your the L. For the time square, this is your the t square. So this is your the simplification is gone. Next comes your the fourth step, the appropriate unit. For the appropriate unit, MKS, CGS, FPS. So in MKS, M means meter, kilogram, and your the second. So this M means your the mass. Mass is your the kg, kilogram. Then comes your the L is your the meter. Then by, so this is the by, time square is your the second square. So kg meter by your the second square. This is for your the CGS. This will be your the gram, centimeter by second square. Kg, there it is the gram. Meter, that is the centimeter. Second square is your the second square. For your the FPS, that is your the mass. Mass is what in your the FPS system? As I said in my last class, the mass is in your the pound. That is your the the practical units which are using for your the FPS. So for the pound, you have to pronounce it is the pound, but you have to write with the symbol of your the LB. So that is your the LB into L. L is your the distance. So that is the feet by your the time square, that is the second square. So this is the kg meter by second square, gram centimeter by second square, pound feet by your the second square. But what is the value of the pound in your the common measurement? In your the CGS, what will be its the value? I have said 1 pound is equals to 0.54 kg. 0.54 of your the gram. 0.54 of your the gram means nearly that is your the half kg. As I said, the pound is one of the practical measuring of your the mass. Similarly, the other practical using your the mass formulas for your the metric tons. We are saying the commonly of your the metric tons. The metric tons are used for your the weightage of your the steel bars. So what is the metric ton? 1 metric ton is your the 10 quintal. So what is the 1 quintal? 1 quintal is your the 100 kg. So 1 metric ton will be your the 1000 kg. So this is your the 1 kg. Similarly, for your the other systems, as I said for your the pound, suppose for your the measuring of your the early born child. So for the early born child's weight is measured in your the pound. So that is the 1 pound is your the 0.45 of your the kg. Next one is your the 1 slug. That is also one type of the mass we are using. 1 slug will be the 14.59 of your the kg, means it is nearly of the 15 kg. 15 kgs are known as your the 1 slug, which is used in your the crop measurements. Similarly, there are other units like of your the mass of your the hole, the massive holes, means your the black holes, and that unit is your the Chandrasekhar unit. So 1 Chandrasekhar unit is your the 1.4 into your the mass of the sun, and nowadays it is the biggest mass unit which is used, that is the 1 Chandrasekhar limit, which is the 2.785 into 10 to the power of 30 kg. You just imagine 10 to the power of 30. You just forgotten what is the prefix. 2.785 means it is nearly of the 3. So 3 into 10 to the power of 30. If it is the 10 to the power of 7, then that is the crore. Again 10 to the power of 7, again that is the crore. Means crores kg, that comes up to the 10 to the power of 14. But it is the 10 to the power 30 means another 10 to the power 16 is left. Means crores of the kg will make your the one of the practical measuring unit of your the black holes. Similarly, if you will go for its the length measuring. For the length measuring, we are using your the Armstrong. Armstrong, it is the one of the unit, that is the 10 to the power of minus 10 meter, or that is the 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeter. because 1 meter is equals to 10 to the power of 2 centimeter. So 10 to the power of minus 10 into your the 10 to the power of 2 Armstrong. What is the symbol for your the Armstrong? Armstrong symbol is equals to the capital A to the power of the 0. A to the power of 0 is equal to 10 to the power of 10 meter, or you can say 10 to the power of 10 into 100 centimeter, that is equals to 10 to the power of minus 8 of your the centimeter. This is your the Armstrong one of the unit. Another unit will be the Fermi. One Fermi is equals to the 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. These are the shortest unit, means 10 to the power of minus 15 means 1 by 10 to the power of 15. If it is the 1 by 10 to the power of 7, means that is the 1 crores. So out of 1 meter, 1 crores will be the 1 by 10 to the power of 7 meter. If a meter is this much, it to be divided into the crores parts, means of the means here the 100 lakhs. So that one small part is your the 1 by 10 to the power 7, but it is the 1 by 10 to the power 15. Again, that's what small factor you will get. Just imagine. Similarly, for your the measuring of your the radius of the nucleus, the radius of the nucleus is lying from your the 10 to the power of minus 14 to your the 10 to the power of minus 15. So that is the molecular radius that are measured in your the nanometers. Similarly, for your the micron, that is the 10 to the power of minus 6 meter. So these are the different practical units which we are using for measuring of your the a small object or for your the large object. So this I explained because for your the betterness to know about your the pound one. So these are the 5 examples I have given. So if I will give you some more physical quantities, can you able to write? Suppose that is your the 6. I will say that is your the momentum. So what is the first step? That is the formula. Formula means your the mass into velocity, that is your the momentum. So the mass is equals to your the fundamental, but the velocity is not your the fundamental. Therefore, this velocity to be converted into the fundamental. When velocity is converted into fundamental, that is the displacement by your the time. So that is equals to your the mass into displacement is your the fundamental, time is also the fundamental. So everything is in the fundamental. Therefore, you have to make it the shortest form. This is the m short form into displacement is your the L, time is your the t. So that is equals to your the ml by your the t. So if you go for the appropriate unit for your the m case, means m means your the kg, L means your the meter, t means your the second. For your the CGS, that is the gram centimeter by your the second. For your the FPS, that is your the pound. Pound means your the capital L small b LB, pound feet by your the second. So I make your the detailed elaboration about your the 6 fundamental quantities. Just I am giving you some more fundamental quantities, either you will do it or not, then we will try it. Suppose one of the name I will say, that is your the, for your the homework you will say, take one is your the angular velocity, that is your the angular displacement by your the time. This is its the formula. So if it is the angular displacement by time, angular displacement is your the angle. So the angle has its the unit. So what is the unit of the angle? That is your the radian. By your the time is your the second. So that is the radian by your the second. Just I give you the example. The second one, suppose you are the momentum, angular momentum. I will say angular momentum. Just I am writing it's the formula. That is your the linear momentum into distance. just for the linear momentum we have performed. For the distance, you know that is the fundamental, make it fundamental, and this distance is already in the fundamental, find out what will be the unit. Suppose the third one, as I given moment of inertia, moment of inertia, moment of inertia. Very shortly you will say the wife of your uncle, that is your the moment of inertia. So in the symbol you will write that is the AMI, AMI, that is your the AMI, means MI, that is your the mass into square of distance, or you can write likewise distance square, mass into your the distance square. So these two are your the for your the homework. So next we will go to know some of its the shortest questions. So that is your the question answer. So the first one, which fundamental which quantity of following, which quantity of following is not a fundamental one, is a fundamental one. Suppose this is the question. The very first one is your the energy, second one is your the temperature, third one is your the fever. Suppose the three answers are there. Just you think which quantity of following is not a fundamental one. So fundamental quantity is what? It should be your the measure. Just you go for your the one answer. Energy. Energy is your the measurable one. You are measuring the energy, means suppose the electric bill is coming and that bill is you are paying for the energy which you are doing. For that energy you are making some work, therefore it can be your the measure. So in the meter the energy is the measuring. So this is your the measuring. The temperature is your measuring. Today is your the too hot, suppose one will say, means the temperature is the high. But what is for your the fever? For your the fever is the measuring. In nowhere the fever to be the measure. Suppose one is in the fever, he is undergoing or she is undergoing the fever, means you have to measure is the temperature, but you are not measuring for your the fever. So the fever is not a measurable one. So therefore it is your the correct answer. So with this we came to know, so what is your the way to find the unit of your the any fundamental quantities, and if the some questions will come regarding to that one, you will make it very clearly. So I hope you must give your the patience towards your the subject, so you remain fit. That is my wishes for you. Thank you very much.